Here we are on a sunny day in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and we're going to go find a day brook and maybe some bridges. And this brook starts on the top of Crafts Hill, which is where Anniversary Park Hill is. It comes down to Community Field, goes downhill rapidly into the former Elmwood Park. Most of it's gone, and people don't realize there's a day brook around Holyoke, even though it's a very large brook, because it's so dangerous, the most dangerous brook in all of Holyoke. And I think there's about 17 brooks in Holyoke, so they had to put it almost all underground. All right, now anything you want to know about it?
So who made it, when, and why?
All right, it was made by the day brook itself, of course, it's natural, but the bridges themselves were made by the CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps. I'm going to go right in that gap in the road there and try to find some of those bridges, but most importantly, the day brook. That's what we're searching for. And they were made in the mid-1930s, 1935, 1936. And then lastly, they made them mostly for a scenic walk, because you could cross onto trails without them, so they're all for scenic value. And they still exist, so I hope they're fixing those up. They're fixing a lot up that hill. So let's go see what we can find. Okay, the day brook is called by many people the secret stream. The stream means any river, creek, or brook that flows, and they actually have a poster up here about the day brook. There is a map, but it's getting worn out. So we're going to go find that day brook, and where? We'll have to go up Crafts Hill and find it. Now, most of its length is way underground. As it passes out of this park, it cascades down a small ledge, and then it goes downwards towards the intersection of Northampton Street and Cherry Street. And within 100 feet of leaving this park, it's already underground in a large tunnel. They made it large because it floods very easily, and it's the most likely to flood of all these many brooks inside of Holyoke. So now we're going on to Interstate 91 in search of the day brook. It's not around this park except at that ledge, but it does expose itself above ground within this park. Now, there's a tributary to it called the Crystal Spring Brook. That's off to the left. And the day brook keeps going. Once it gets down into Crozier Field, its old-time dingle doesn't have a brook anymore. That's because the day brook is put into pipes already. When it goes by the Holyoke High School area, it's definitely underground still. When it goes by Mackenzie Field, still underground. When it goes by Shiad Park, underground. Then it goes downhill, heading down to South Holyoke, towards Springdale, still underground. It doesn't re-expose itself till it shoots out into the Connecticut River. So a lot of underground portions, but there's a little bit above ground within this park. Okay, so there's one cut in right here. Right, there's another cut in off the other side of the road. That second one goes to a place that you can follow the Crystal Spring Brook along, and it ends up going out to White Harper Park. Then there's a road right down the middle. And this road is going to be renovated soon as part of renovations to Anniversary Hill. They've done the backside, made a back entrance that's handicap accessible. They will put all the electrical wires underground. They will make new hiking trails for you. Okay, so there's a trail here. So the second trail on the right is a decent one to take. The first trail on the right heads to the eastern side of Daybrook. The second trail on the right, going up this road, heads to the western side of Daybrook. Okay, we're now finally in the woods here. And the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1935 and 6 decided to beautify this area, put trail systems in. They also did it to Mount Tom Range, among many other projects around Holyoke. As a WPA project, Work Projects Administration, they put in Scott's Tower. Okay, in there, now I'm not going to go in, it's too thick vegetation, but in that gap is bridge number 1. And during the winter, I'll go in there for you when there's no vegetation around. Bridge number 1 is very hard to find because of the vegetation problem. And you can get it from either the west or the east on either of these two trails. Bridge number 2 is the easiest to get to. And it has steps on the eastern side to help you get down that embankment. Bridge number 3 is out of commission but easy to see even from the road. You don't have to be on the trail system itself. Bridge number 4 is much harder to find. You have to go on the trails way at the peak and then cross between two trail systems. Okay, we're at the start of bridge number 1, and it's very thick with rocks and vegetation. I can just see the outer edge of it right there in that rock, but look how much vegetation is in my way. That's bridge number 1, masonry bridge, about, I'll say, 25 feet long, with a slight arch to it, and a beautiful sides. Right, I won't try to go in any more than they just did. And now I can finally see bridge number 2, made by CCC again. And this time I'll be able to go over it and show you the brook, if it has water in it. Alright, we came up one of the trails. This is the trail most people come down over there. And here's the Daybrook. Okay, you can see the top is dismantled by vandals. And this is the Day Brook. You walk right over it. It's a straight bridge this time. Both the sides and the surface straight. There's the Day Brook. There's no flow today. A tiny flow. And right there's a valley comes out of. There's steps that you can go over on the other side with. And there's the Day Brook on the other side. The tiniest of flow today. Of course, during April, May, October, you get a lot of flow. And so you can see the damage here. It should all be masonry. And one piece fell over here. Hopefully they'll have money in their budget of rehabilitation to fix these problems. But mostly they concentrate on handicap accessible roads. Okay, down there's the brook. And then up here are some steps to help you down. And here's the other side of the trail. Right, and here's the trail's continuation on the eastern side of the Day Brook going upwards. And here's the trail on the eastern side going downwards. So you have a lot of options to follow. And I'll go once more over the bridge from the other direction. That's how people get to the third bridge. Right, and so this is the trail they take up and out. And this brings you to Anniversary Hill Road. Now the Day Brook, like I mentioned, was put underground, and it was done so in the 1940s, I believe, mostly. I'm sorry, most of the 1930s. They started putting it underground around 1928. They had the plans. 1929 they started doing it. And then it was done through the 40s, through different pieces. Mackenzie Field was one of the last pieces. Alright, so that's my hike out to Day Brook and hike out to the second bridge that's up Day Brook on Anniversary Hill. Thank you very much.